Working hard isn't the only thing you need to get promoted. Today we're going to talk about ways you can boost your presence at work and get that next job. I went from making $6 an hour to making six figures in 12 years, and I moved through 6 different job titles to do so. Today, we're going to be talking about the key things you need to be doing in order to see job growth. The number one thing that you need to do is constantly learn. You need to learn new skills. You need to learn new aspects of your job, your industry, your company. You need to constantly be a sponge and learn and absorb information. When people see that you're willing to kind of engage in different areas, they are more willing to invest their time into you. So if you are willing to learn, people then become more willing to teach you. And that's one of the key factors in order to move up and see job growth. If you yourself are staying stagnant and you're very comfortable in doing your day-to-day tasks and you limit yourself to that, then that is where you're going to stay. Once you start showing that initiative, that you're willing to try different things, that you're willing to take an extra hour out of your day, your personal time even, to learn something new for that company and become more of an asset for that company, people are going to be willing to give you opportunities and to invest their time in mentoring you and teaching you. So first you have to put forth that effort in order to receive it in return. One of the hardest things to do is ask for feedback. But if you're not asking for feedback, you really have no way of gauging how you're performing, whether or not you're doing something correctly, whether or not there's a better way to do something. And it's really, really important for you to get information from the people who are setting the expectations. So I would ask for feedback from my supervisors, am I doing this well? Can I do it better? How would you do it? What else can I do? And I would show that initiative, right? I would show that initiative to really, again, learn, right? The idea of asking for feedback is that you are learning. You are learning how to do something. And you're also acknowledging that, one, that person has more information than you, are more knowledgeable in the area, and frankly, it makes them feel good. And two, that you are willing to put in the work. And lastly, that you are willing to be coached. You are someone that can grow. You are someone that can be taught. And so if you don't know something right now, that doesn't mean that's exactly where you're going to stay. Again, it's how can they use you? How can they expand your skill set in order to really make you an asset to the company? You have to be willing to take feedback. The next thing that I always try to do was take initiative in other areas. When I first started working for the Department of Education, I, started off just kind of as a student. I was a high school student. It was my senior year. And I had specific tasks that I was given every day. But I always asked if I could do more. And I kind of took that approach with every job after that. What else could I do? Could I do more? I finished doing this. Can I help with that? And to kind of see that hustle and that ability to, it's just a willingness to pitch in and help. And as you start to move up in your career, when you're willing to still roll up your sleeves and help, I think it really does change the tone for your colleagues, for your supervisors. If you are a supervisor, I think it changes the tone for your employees, that you're not asking anyone to do something that you yourself are not willing to do. Okay, guys, so list some obstacles that are getting in your way of taking more initiative at work. I am going to either create additional videos to kind of help you with those obstacles, or I'll answer your questions down in the comments below. So let me know if you're having any trouble at work, or if the system at work is just really not set up for you to take initiative, and I'll see if we can do anything about that so you can start showing the presence that you want to show at work. Lastly, my recommendation and something that I did myself was I started thinking of the company over myself as an individual. Frankly, and I hate the way that this is going to sound, but no one at work cares about how you feel. This is not about you. This is not personal. People who are in charge of making progress and making moves, and they're looking at numbers, they're looking at bottom lines, they're looking at growth, right? It's a very systematic and data-driven company. Any company. If you are not driven by data, there is really no way to kind of steer the ship in the direction it needs to go. And so a lot of times when policies are put in place or different things are done, it sometimes feels very personal because you yourself are investing into a company, right? You're investing yourself into a company. When you're putting in extra hours and not getting paid, you're investing your personal time. And so yes, it does feel very personal. But if you want to engage your supervisors on a different level, then when you have conversations with them about policies or changes that you think would be helpful, you really have to broach those from the point of the company. So any of the changes or things that you want to implement, any of the things that you want to see, first and foremost, you come to the table with solutions, not problems. Secondly, those solutions need to be company focused, right? And it's not to say that both parties can't win, but when you're making your point, when you're pleading your case, you do so from the point of view of how things benefit the company, not the individuals, not the employee, definitely not yourself, because it is not about one person. This is about a company and a mission, and how are you going to accomplish that mission while still getting what it is you want to get. And that's very, very key. It has to be mutually beneficial. Head over to my private Facebook group to get a list of reasons why you're not getting promoted that your supervisor will never share with you. And I'll see you during the next video.